Well, good afternoon, everybody in Edina. This is Jim Hovland, your Edina Mayor. It is Thursday, March 26th, 2020, and this is your COVID-19 update for the week. So, a couple of things to talk about. One of the things is that in the middle of the night last night, a remarkable bill was passed by the Senate, the greatest spending bill in U.S. history. We'll talk more about that probably next week. And then also, we want to talk a little bit about what's going on with our park and rec system. You know, last week, one of the first things we did with respect to this park and rec subject was we told folks that we were going to close all the playgrounds. And we did close all those playgrounds. They're all fenced off now so that kids don't have access to them. We did that because there was a study out that showed that this coronavirus can live on metal and plastic surfaces for up to 3 days. We thought it was important to protect people on a prospective basis. Now we're getting calls. I would say I'm getting emails or calls just about every day or every other day, and so are city staff, about gatherings in our parks, about pickleball tournaments, people being too close to each other. And so we've got to revisit this whole park issue, and we've got some important decisions that we've had to make. We're going to close down the restrooms for people's safety. We're going to close down the drinking fountains. And then more importantly, we're going to pull all of the netting down at Roslyn Park on the pickleball courts, because people were sitting down there on benches together waiting to play. And it's a wonderful game all year round. But nonetheless, the health of the public is paramount right now. We want to make sure that we take care of as best we can the public health and make sure that we maintain that physical that physical separation. So the same thing is true with our parks and trails systems in general beyond the pickleball courts. Over at Bredesen Park, for example, we'd like people to start just walking on a one-way basis, on a counterclockwise basis, if you will, at Bredesen Park. All our other trails are open. If you're sick, don't go out on the trails. Everybody wants to get fresh air, but don't go out on those trails if you're not feeling well. Stay home. For those of you that are out on the trails, make sure you maintain that physical distance, that social distancing, that new term that we're all coming to learn about. Make sure you're at least 6 feet apart, maybe 8 or more. Be very, very careful about that. So this is the way it's going to be from now on in our park system. And we don't want anybody gathering in groups in the parks. So when I get a call or an email that they're playing soccer down at Pamela Park, there's a baseball team doing an informal captain's practice somewhere from a college, we're not going to permit any of that anymore. We want to discourage people from gathering, and we want you to do this voluntarily. We don't want to have to enforce this with our police department. We think you should voluntarily make sure that you don't have these groups forming up. And groups less than 10 are even bothersome to people that are walking by. It gives people some apprehension. So just no group gatherings in these parks. Families, if you're going to be down there together and clustered, that's one thing. But groups of people gathering to play soccer or to play baseball or softball, you shouldn't be doing that. We don't want you to be doing it for your health or the health of others. So that's where we are for today. Tomorrow we're going to talk about what's going to happen with respect to the governor's stay-at-home order. And of course next week then we'll start thinking about how I'm going to do this other than live from City Hall. If we're being asked to stay home, requested to stay home unless we're a critical business, we've got to figure out how we're going to deal with this issue of the Mayor's Minute, and we'll probably be doing it from my house, and we'll figure out how to do this remotely. So that's it for the Mayor's Minute for today. Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.